The first volume of GANTZ starts off as an honest representation of humanity. It begins by showing us how most citizens would rather keep to themselves and judge others who don't fit in their lifestyle, including the protagonist, Kei Kurono. Yeah, if you thought the main character was going to be this kind-hearted person who becomes a hero in the end, nah, he's an asshole. A horny, selfish prick.
Young man, I hate to bother you, but this seems to be the wrong platform.
Well, in that case, maybe you should have tried to figure it out for yourself instead of relying on a complete stranger to do it for you.
Will I apologize then?
As soon as a drunk homeless man stumbles down into the tracks of an underground subway train, people notice this but prefer not to get involved in trying to help him before the subway reaches that area, including our protagonist. Fortunately, there's one man who would rather die trying to save anyone, and he jumps into the subway tracks to try and save the homeless man before it's too late. His efforts aren't enough though, and he asks everyone to help him, but nobody wants to get involved. Luckily, he spots the main character Kurono, as they were once friends when they were kids. Kurono is now pressured to jump down and help him save the man, and he proceeds to help his old friend Masaru Kato. Sadly, the moment they manage to save the homeless man, the subway train reaches their destination and hits them at full force, decapitating them. The next moment, they both appear in an apartment room with strangers that just so happen to die that very moment. There is also a mysterious black ball in the center of the room. Here we are introduced to Masashi Yamada, a first grade teacher, Goro Suzuki, a politician, Ichiro Nishi, an 8th grade student, 2 Yakuzas, and a blonde guy. Oh, and since this is a Japanese manga, you gotta include a naked Asian with humongous natural breasts. Reason for her being naked is because she died slitting her wrists in a bathtub. This gets one of the Yakuzas excited, and he decides to take her into the next room and do the Humpty Hump. No one, not even Kurono, want to try and save her. But once again, Kato has to step in and be the hero. He succeeds in saving the girl just as the black ball announces their mission objective, which is to hunt down a specific alien, and it then opens up, revealing their weapons and a case containing a special suit for each one of them to wear. There's also an unknown man inside the black ball who appears to be asleep. This is who Nishi refers to as GANTZ. Nishi appears to be wearing his suit already, and since no one believes that they must wear the suits, only Kurono ends up wearing the suit aside from Nishi after noticing that he was wearing it. This would have been the right moment for the girl known as Kei Kishimoto to take her suit and put it on. But we gotta have a naked girl running around. Otherwise, what's this all been about? Surprisingly, the live-action film of GANTZ got this right and gave Kishimoto the GANTZ suit and become far more useful than a big-titted damsel in distress. We'll review that movie another time. I like how Kurono's junk is censored, and yet Kishimoto's bush and nips are drawn with precise details. I'm only censoring her privates in the YouTube version of this video since YouTube loves censorship, and will unmonetize this video in a heartbeat. So the uncensored version of my GANTZ manga volume reviews will be on my Patreon. Now, here's a slight difference in both the manga and anime. After everyone is teleported to their destination closest to the target, in the anime version, Nishi gives an announcement to everyone letting them know that they have all been recruited by a secret government organization to hunt down actual aliens, and that each alien they kill, they'll be rewarded with 10 million yen. But in the manga version, he tells them all that they've all been hypnotized in a game show where they pretend that they were hired by a secret government agency to hunt down aliens played by actors, and that each alien is worth 10 million yen. This is important as it is referenced later on in a scene that only took place in the manga version. So after seeing the location of the alien nearby with the help of the GANTZ radar, they all head straight towards the target, all except for Goro Suzuki, as he decides to go home instead. Yamada finds the green onion alien, and the blonde guy and the 2 Yakuzas surround the target and talk about how gross it looks. Meanwhile, Kurono, Kato, and Kishimoto take their time to reach the alien and introduce themselves to Kishimoto. She sticks around Kato, and Kurono gets jelly because she's hot and he wants to, well, get laid. We go back to the green onion alien, and it begins spraying snot all over them, which angers the rapey Yakuza, and he shoves the alien up against the wall and orders for the director of the game show that they're in to stop the cameras and get out there. But then the green onion alien gets away from them and runs upstairs, where they chase after him and the alien then decides to jump off of the second floor and ends up landing on his face, leaving him to bleed heavily. By now, Kato, Kurono, and Kishimoto have witnessed this, and Kato tries to help the Green Onion alien, but he gets back up and continues running away from them. And as expected, Yamada, the blonde guy, and the two Yakuzas run after it. Meanwhile, Goro Suzuki continues walking home and accidentally steps on a piece of glass, leaving him to believe that because he's bleeding, he must be alive. So he continues walking home, and suddenly his head explodes. This happened because once they're teleported outside, they have a specific range from how far they can go, and if they step out of bounds, then a microscopic bomb that's implanted in their heads will be triggered, causing their heads to explode. Going back to the guys chasing the Green Onion alien, the blonde guy carries the GANTZ rifle, and after pulling both triggers on the gun, nothing happens. He missed, but until a few seconds after pulling the trigger, a wall that was targeted explodes, letting them know that the guns are real and how they work. They finally catch up to the Green Onion alien and surround it once again, only this time, they all point their weapons at it and pull the triggers. This leads to a disturbing moment where the Green Onion alien starts getting its limbs torn apart, and then the Rape Yakuza points the gun right at its head, pulls the triggers, and causes its head to explode. After killing it, the results they see seem convincing enough to be a real alien. The first grade teacher picks up a chunk of intestines and quickly vomits. Everyone is still unsure as to whether this is all still a part of a television show they're in. And once the blonde guy notices that a kid in one of the homes nearby was staring at their direction, they all freak out about this, but it turns out that it wasn't because the kid saw what just happened, but because the wall that the blonde guy shot was all broken down. This lets them know that for some reason no one outside can see them. The blonde guy begins laughing hysterically and says to them, "You ever seen the ending to the movie Sixth Sense?" And now they're starting to question yet again whether they are still alive or actually dead. But suddenly, they are approached by a tall figure who ended up being the father of the little Green Onion alien. And now that he's witnessed the death of his son, he prepares to avenge him. The Rape Yakuza gets up on his face, headbutts the alien right on its nose, but the Yakuza is injured instead, as he mentions that it felt like concrete. Then the adult Green Onion alien grabs him by his head and razor-sharp nails sprout from its fingers. Now the Yakuza guy is too scared to move or try anything. Same goes for everyone else that's watching this. And if anyone tries to aim their weapon towards him, he'll use a Yakuza man's body as a shield. The blonde guy tries to shoot it down, but the adult alien reacts quicker and uses the Yakuza guy as a shield. This volume ends with the Yakuza man's stomach exploding after he believed that it wouldn't work on him. It's a hell of a way to end the volume, but if you haven't seen the anime or checked out the manga for yourself, then you'll be in for a bloody surprise to see what happens next. A big difference here in comparison to the anime is that the moment the adult alien shows up, in the anime it instantly kills the blonde guy after grabbing his head from behind and ripping his body off, followed up by crushing his head. Small changes like this are what make it worth checking out both the anime and manga. But this is where we end the video review. It was a good start for the first volume of the GANTZ manga. The art style is impressive. That's one thing I really liked about GANTZ in the first place. The fact that characters look realistic instead of having giant anime eyes with a dot for a nose. Even the way they talk sounds realistic, especially in the anime, which is quite hilarious there. The main character hasn't really done anything to redeem himself so far, as he only died because he felt guilted in helping Kato save someone, and he wouldn't have done it if Kato didn't see him. Also, it was a little too desperate and creepy for him to make out with an unconscious, unknown naked chick who was teleported on his lap in front of everyone. Heck, maybe because of that, that's probably what inspired the Rape Yakuza to get up and force himself with Kishimoto. So far, it seems like Kato is the only one who we'd like to relate to. But I think the creator Hiroya Oku wanted to make the protagonist be the perfect representation of most people. Everyone wants to be the hero, but it's mostly everyone who freezes up and hopes for someone else to stand up and be the true hero. But maybe Chrono starts off this way and grows into a true hero later on. Oh yeah, there's also a dog that was in the GANTZ room. but I completely forgot about him because he does nothing throughout its existence. They refer to him as Butterdog. Why? Because...
Away from me! Oh! Somebody help!
Here, put this on before I attack you myself.
Yeah, the dog likes to lick Kishimoto's bush. Why? I don't know, Hiroya's fantasy needed to be included some way? But anyways, let me know if you actually are interested in checking out the next volume, or seeing a review on it as well. Because as of now, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. And if you'd like to see extra videos, have early access to upcoming videos, and you'd like to vote on what you'd want to see next, or you simply just want to see your name at the end of the videos, then feel free to support the channel by donating a single dollar to my Patreon. There are also additional perks for donating more than $1. The link is on the description, along with the link to my Facebook page, Tumblr, DeviantArt, and Twitter. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next video, and remember to have an awesome day.